we are very clear in our mind that the EC are the stakeholder to bring about a peaceful electioneering processes, but ensure that they have done all that they need to do, that doesn't raise any eyebrows to any of the political parties that are involved in the electioneering. Now, I have seen and heard the comments that have come from the NDC. I'm very certain that as a political party, our director of elections will respond, but I'm picking it up from a government angle so that we can be sure that this election is going to be peaceful, it's going to be free, it's going to be fair. I'm glad that the Electoral Commission has taken steps to suspend their electoral officer who did that transfer. It wouldn't be too far-fetched, but I'm considering the timing of asking for a forensic audit into this. I'm aware that the EC is supposed to provide the numbers and the names of persons that have already registered, whose names have been captured into the voters register for the 2024 general election. And so I'm looking forward that all the political parties will have an opportunity of reviewing that. If any of the political parties have challenges, they can be able to raise that with the Electoral Commission. But from a government position, we are very clear in our mind that this election must be conducted in a free and fair manner. We are very clear in our mind that no political party should be disenfranchised. We are very clear in our mind that every single person that has registered to exercise their democratic rights and franchise on the 7th of December should have an opportunity. We're also very clear in our mind that every person that transferred their vote to places where they would want to exercise their democratic rights and franchise should be given the opportunity to do that. And so this would be from our government position on that issue.
Now, one of the other things that the NDC has said, for example, is that these are calculated and deliberate attempts, by the EC in cahoots with the MPP to try and mar the whole electoral process or try and do the bidding of the NPP. Do you find any merit in that?
I entirely disagree because the EC is a very independent body from the New Patriotic Party. And I'm very certain that there are issues that we as a political party would also have concerning the Electoral Commission that we have addressed. And we have mentioned that also publicly as well. So there is no way that the EC is in bed with the New Patriotic Party or the New Patriotic Party is in bed with the Electoral Commission.
Well, of course, they go back to...
We're going back into this election. Also to win the election. We are very clear in our mind that in going into the election as well, we are presenting our candidate, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is doing various campaigning tours around the country. And so we are sure that the Ghanaian people who make a decision would make a decision based on the policies that we are churning out to the good people of this country.
Now, they make these accusations and allegations based on certain appointments that have been made by the president to the EC that they believe are partisan. Besides the instance of Dr. Apiahene, for example, who is in charge of IT, among other things, which gives people the impression that when some of these infractions begin to happen, then it gives credence, or it lends credence to claims that the EC is in cahoots with the MPP.
Not at all. I mean, we need to understand the role of the EC. I mean, these appointments that are made are not appointments that would influence any decision that the Ghanaian people would make in the electoral process. Not at all. And if you ask Dr. Farijan, who has been the longest serving EC, who has transcended various governments, he will be able to tell you that if the president has made 2 appointments and the political affiliation or orientation of the persons that have been appointed are tilted towards the New Patriotic Party, the Ghanaian people are going to vote, and the EC is going to collate the results, and the returning officer for the presidential election is going to declare the results. It's going on nothing at all whatsoever to do. And I would just want to alleviate the fears of the NDC. They should go on the grounds to campaign. They should let the Ghanaian people understand what they so desire to do, if the Ghanaian people give them opportunity, that should be their mandate. And then all of us should allow the EC to work in the manner in which they want to work. If we have challenges and concerns, we should raise those challenges and concerns and not bring the New Patriotic Party in or to bring government in. We have issues with the EC. We raise it up with the EC, and we let the Ghanaian people know that we have concerns in these places. That you are aware that there's going to be an election in Wale Wale on the 8th, sometime this week as well. We're working very hard to do our internal primaries. And so, I mean, we want to work with the EC. And wherever we have challenges with the EC, we've worked it out as well. And so there's no way the New Patriotic Party or the government is in bed with the Election Commission.
Now, from a governance point of view, or from a governance perspective, of course, you're a spokesperson on governance and security. Do such appointments not have the tendency to give people a certain perception or to fuel a certain perception, even if it is not true, about the independence and about the independence of the EC, or trusting the EC to do the right thing?
I think that the overarching goal of governance really is that we have the public servants, we have the civil servants who work continually and who transcend their work from different political regime or from different governmental dispensational regimes. I mean, we have that ongoing every now and then. And so if you want to state that appointments that are made, which are either policy representative appointments, so the president would appoint the ministers who are policy implementers of the vision of the president would appoint the MCs, the DCs, who are also representatives of the president at the local level. I mean, if you see that the president does any appointment, there is no way that anybody in their right thinking would think that he influences anything. It's entirely part of the entire governance structure. And I think that I don't blame the president for making the appointments that he has made. I commend the president for ensuring that the Ghanaian people have an opportunity to work in various places that they so desire. And the president gives them those opportunities. We cannot live in a country where on every single basis we are politicizing every single appointment that is made. I mean, that is to state that then we should run the country on a political partisan basis. But I don't think that the well-meaning public servants and civil servants who work very hard and tirelessly for this country are interested in anything that happens in the political dispensation. I think that their will and service is to render their public services to the good people of this country. And if they do so, I think that we must commend them. And so we should move away from politicizing every single thing.
Very well, Dr. Palgrave Boakye-Dankwa, I'm grateful that you spoke to us here on the Morning Star.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Dr. Palgrave Boakye-Dankwa is government spokesperson on governance and security, speaking to us this morning here on Starr 103.5 FM.
Let's have breakfast on the